Okay, so we're going to do our Mimot review video. I already have a game with the Mimot going, so I'm not going to start from the very beginning, but basically the Mimot are a bunch of furrballs that have some pretty cool abilities. This is the current game. We're only 27 turns in. So here's what they do. Okay, so in the shipyard, one of the things that they do is they can build a ship. For example, I'll create this probe and just watch what happens. But okay, I got a supply ship here. We're gonna send that. I'm gonna send that this way, and we're actually gonna send this by supply ship this way as well. They can kind of come up here together. We got a survey ship. We've been trying to take out some pirates in this area. Doesn't appear to be too many left. Actually, I want to keep going onto that one. For sure. Four turns till the pirates can produce another ship. I've taken all the ones out in that area so that I can kind of maneuver around. Yeah, it's fine. Get rid of this. So I'll hit turn, and now shit. Oh, that's dangerous. We'll come this way. My treasure hunter was destroyed. That sucks. Not gonna get any extra money from that ship, I guess. Don't really want to do any of these. But now look. So I have a probe, right? I built a probe. Except I have another probe. And that is their special ability. Whenever you build one ship, you get two ships. Which is really freaking cool. Alright. That's their big thing. Let's look at them overall now. So, they get this population boom. Which, I'll hover over it. Okay, so 200% growth, minus 25% gross income, and 10% to approval. So, a huge growth spiff, and good old loyal people. They also get shoddy construction, which is a really good one for like when you want to build stuff on your planets all at once. You could flick that on, and you might have to pay a bunch for maintenance, but after you finish building the stuff that you really want to build, you could turn it off theoretically. So it just lowers your construction costs by, so it basically makes it so that you can produce things on your planets twice as fast while you have that engaged. And if you combine that with land exploitation, you could actually stay above board possibly with your income. There's a lot of things that drive down their income, so like that's like a very expensive thing, and like this is lowering their income, and this is lowering their income, and that's raising it by 10%, which isn't really that great. Land exploitation is the way to get around it, but they have pretty good overall approval ratings, so you can afford to leave your taxes up, which helps a lot. But I still have negative income even with that. All right. So I don't really want to lower my approval, so because like I'm producing 2 colony ships whenever I make one, so to me it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense to do anything about that. I'm just gonna keep making more colony ships because, well, because I can. Should probably actually make some more. Yeah, I'll make some more constructor ships. Yeah, constructors and then colony ships. I need more food. My people just grow too fast, and that's their big disadvantage. Is they just produce people so fast that it just never stops because they actually get a bonus to growth as a race as well. So, like, I still have 8 of 9 population on my homeworld. It just seems like they're just pumping out one a turn or more. So, pretty crazy numbers. And because of that, their expansion rate is just insane. Even higher than the Taurians, who I have looked at before. And Taurians actually have pretty good spawn ability as well. So, in my opinion, the Mimot are just one of the craziest races in the game, and the computer actually knows it. The computer does an incredible job with the Mimots on all the difficulty levels. They're usually one of the most powerful races that you can go up against. So, as a result of that, they're probably going to get my highest rating of 10, and for good reason, because like they have good production. Because they expand so fast, you can just gather up all these resources, planets, and things like that fairly quickly. They have increased speed on their ships because they start with fast ships. You can actually personalize your race to give yourself fast, but these guys just start with fast ships, so they have increased movement already. Let's see what else. They're not particularly. They're not like bad in war. They're not so great at defending planets, but because their like resistance, I think, is lowered or something like that. But I mean, their negatives just they don't seem to really have any serious negatives other than their economy, which honestly doesn't even really matter because the rate that they can produce stuff, they can just sell things off if they really need to. Like one of the other cool things that they get is their faction. They get a mining guild faction, which gives them increased resources from like Durantium, like when you're collecting these resources, so they get an increased amount of resources from everything. It costs some approval, but then they also have the Empathic Society, which raises their approval. So, like, you can balance the two out and just keep putting dudes in these 2 factions, and you would get some incredible numbers on like the income of this stuff if you happen to have the ability to gather a lot of resources, which these guys definitely have because of all the ships that they can produce. Because you're producing 2 constructor ships every time you make one, you can just grab up all these resources and then put a bunch of guys in that faction, and you're sitting pretty. So I haven't actually done that because I haven't had enough money to really go crazy with it, but you certainly can. I'm actually gonna use my racial or the special ability of invite leaders just to see what kind of leaders I can get in addition to the ones I already have. No, it's not showing them yet. There we go. I've noticed that they tend to have really high social. Like, they got a lot of guys with really high social. Almost all of them do. This guy's an exception. -3 global crime. Increases the crime of the enemy civilization. And embezzles money. So he would be great as a diplomat. He's got 10 social as well. This guy's Pragmatic. He's a pretty good guy to like lead a planet, maybe, except for his loyalty's a little low. But he's got pretty good overall stats. Most of the time they don't have very good intelligence. I've noticed some pretty low numbers for intelligence on these guys. So when you get one that has like an 8 or 9 or 10, that's like probably the highest as you're gonna get. So I'm gonna recruit this guy for sure. He's just gonna be a handy guy to have, I suspect. This guy would be pretty good. This guy would be really good, but I just don't think the numbers are there. But there we go. Free Might Center, tourism, and ship range. So a 10 and a 9. That seems like a good place for him for now. Not that I'm going to get tourism. I haven't met anyone yet, but I don't know if you can get tourism income or not. Even without meeting anyone. I don't think you can. So let's take a quick look at that number. Planet? Yeah. Tourism plus 3 per, yeah, okay, so you get a little bit. Tourism isn't dependent on who you meet, I guess, so that's cool. Finished building all that stuff off. So yeah, I played them a little bit here. They're command ships. Let's talk about them. This ship has a 75% chance of escaping a battle and have +1 move per level. Actually, all of their ships probably have. These ones are all grouped together, so they all have that ability. I think it's this one that. No. So one of them gives the 75% chance to escape. One of them gives the +1 move per level. And here, I'll look at them out on the field. That'll be easier when they're in a group. Alright, so here we go. This one gets +1 move per level. This one gets the 75% chance to escape a battle. And this one can spawn probes. So spawning a probe, you would just go here and then click on this. But it costs Promethium to spawn a probe. And probes aren't super useful, but it's pretty cool that you can spawn them rather than building them. Back to the ships. There's this one, which can spawn a clone of itself, which is it's actually a pretty good ship. So the fact that you can spawn like a lesser probably version of it, makes it kind of a neat little thing. Has logistics of 4, so each of these ships could be like you can just group them up as you go along, and you'd eventually have some pretty powerful stuff. There's this one. It's called the Dream Knight, or Mist as well. It has antimatter bomb, which basically does damage to an area of effect. So you can kill off like lots of really tiny ships very quickly. It's really useful when you're fighting pirate or in an area of pirates or space monsters or the peacekeepers. The Dullahan, it can spawn a transport ship, and then the Gruff can spawn a gunboat. And both of these are large ships with good numbers. I mean, not defensively for this one, but it's pretty cool stuff. And their ships actually look pretty neat. I actually like the look of their ships. The theme is kind of neat. an original with the like circular type, almost like Enterprise-ish type um, look to them at times. Like from Star Trek. I think they kind of look like that a little bit, which is kind of cool. Gives them kind of a unique vibe. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, overall, I mean, I haven't met anyone in this game yet, but overall, I would say these guys have unbelievable potential. The things that you can do, like imagine later when you have like large ships, good production on your homeworld, and then you're just pumping out, um, 2 large ships every single time that you produce a ship. In the same time that other people are just producing one, like that's a lot of ships and a lot of damage that can be assigned very quickly, which is why the computer does so well with the Mimots. And I just think they're a really good starting race, like for people that want to learn the game. Um, you're not going to get overrun very easily by the computer, so you can take time to learn the game, how to play, um, and everything like that. So you'll learn a lot of the mechanics of the game by playing the Mimots as well. You like spawn ships that spawn other ships are rare in the game, but it's a mechanic that other ships have. So there's a few other races that have stuff like that. I think the Baratech has a ship that can spawn colony ships, if I remember correctly. But not nothing like the Mimots. The Mimots have like multiple different ships that spawn other ships, so pretty cool mechanic. Um, I think it'd be neat if they added a couple of things to the Mimots thing with command points. I would like to see them do more with command, like the command points that you get, where you like, if or control points. So if you have like say 100 control or something, then you can duplicate a ship or something that's already out there. The Mimots should have that ability, I think, because they already have a ship. All of their ships spawn other ships, so it wouldn't be a stretch for them. I think that'd be a real cool addition. Um, but honestly, they're very unique race to play because of that that extra spawning of ship ability, and the fact that they have to worry about the hit points and stuff is just kind of irrelevant. It's not a big deal to have 25% less hit points on a ship when you're producing 2 of them at once. A lot of times you don't care about the hit points of your ship, like in the case of a constructor or colony ship. If they get attacked, doesn't matter how many hit points they have, they're gonna die. Unless if you put weapons on it, like yourself, like personalize one, it's gonna die no matter what. Same with probes and um, you know when it starts getting into battles. If you think about the numbers, let's do the math on it. So like you have 25% less hit points on a single ship. So let's say you're pumping out, you know, a large ship that normally would have, let's say, 80 hit points. Well, instead, yours will only have 60, but you get 2 of them, so you have 120 hit points worth of ship. But it still has all the same, both of them still have all the same weaponry. So you're actually super gaining on power, and very, very quickly. And that is why the computer does so well with the Mimots, because they just pump out ships like mad, and that's really one of the computer's main strengths. So because of that, they just roll over everybody, pretty much. There's a few races that can put up a good fight against them, like the Yor. The computer does really well with the Yor for some reason. I mean, the Yor are really good, but I would have thought that the computer would have had more trouble playing the Yor. So they did a good job of using AI with them. Um, what else? I think that's pretty much it for the summary. So, um, yeah, I think whether you're trying to beat the game on, a higher difficulty level or a lower difficulty level, or just learning the game, or even getting really into the game where you're like trying to win at higher difficulty lists, these guys are a good choice because overall they're just one of the best races that you can. They really are. They're the best race out there that I've seen. Um, some of the other races can outproduce them in some ways, but in reality they can't because the double ship thing makes up for any production that they lose against some of the other races, in my opinion. So it's really hard to overrun them and take them out because of that. Their biggest weakness, if they have weaknesses, is their economy sometimes really gets hit, and sometimes they have run into some massive food problems to the point where they pretty much have to like take population boom off and then like change it to land exploitation or something for a while because like they don't want to produce the fertile like their fertility is just terrible. So one of the things I highly recommend is on their homeworld, um, produce put some agricultural districts and get Kimberly's Refuge on their homeworld, like in between a couple of things like this. Like I'm going to actually put another agriculture district right here as well. So this planet will eventually be producing a shit ton of food. Um, they'll get a huge bonus, and it'll help a lot when I do that. So I think I'm going to actually put a housing district up there and another agricultural district up there, just to kind of really spell it out. I don't think I really need to produce this anytime soon. I really don't think I need that anytime soon. Yeah. So I want to hit right into the food production after Elon's left. So, yeah. So I'm going to play a couple of turns here before I log off, and just so you can see kind of how crazy they are, their expansion ability. I'm just leaving these guys here because there's pirates in this area and I want to sneak this ship on through. Research districts. Ooh, I can learn Universal Translator already. Interesting. I haven't met anyone yet. So I think instead I'm either gonna I'll do artificial gravity for some more speed. Let's load up a ship. Let's load up another ship. Producing ships like crazy. These are constructor ships, so we're gonna try and grab some more resources out there. Okay. Could grab this finally. I think I'm actually gonna go here. Okay, so Fen is inside the zone. I think all the planets are except for maybe Arene. But I could just move here. That's all of the planets here. And we're going to actually build an economic starbase here. Just to get some extra production. So by doing that, let's see. Let's actually take a look. 5% gross income, 5% manufacturing. And later on I can build labs and stuff on it. So I think that's kind of cool. Help out these little planets for some extra production. Close to landing on that big planet. It's the first big planet that I found that I might be able to land on. This ship's actually trying to wipe out pirates over here. It's not taking too much damage, so we're doing okay there. That'll allow me to kind of like get a constructor over here to do some stuff. This area I can't explore because there's a giant horde of space aliens down there. Yeah. Colonize a planet. Okay, just pretty much land on everything, right? Because you have so many freaking colony ships. Why not? Wonder if I can get there. Yeah, I can. More production. It's another ship. Another ship blown up. 1 damage taken. Just keep on repairing my ship. I don't want pirates. The Galamians. I can't talk to them yet because I haven't learned the universal translator, which is fine. I'm gonna go back up here, get ready to wipe out their sniper when it produces. Also, here's my overall numbers at the moment. First in most categories, which is pretty cool. Okay. My survey ships passed a level. 69 hit points. A move of 10. Let's actually bump that movement up. Alright. More military ships. Actually, I think I'm gonna try for a treasure hunt again. I need the money. Hopefully they don't go this way again. I'll take the money. I need the money. I think I'm gonna recruit this guy. Because he's gonna disappear right away, so let's recruit him. And then I'll stick him in a faction. Probably this one. I'm just gonna compare some numbers though. Like, I'm curious about this negative. Like, does it go down more when you have higher social? So let's check that out. Minus 3%. Minus 5%. So you actually want a guy with incredibly low numbers in for the second thing. Otherwise, he'll make that a bigger negative. So I wish this guy had 18 and 1, basically, in other words. Because you get the big bonus to approval against very little lowering of manufacturing. 18 and 8 would be also good. So you get an extra ship range and lots more tourism money coming in. I'll hit it. I'll let it sit for a turn and see if it actually raises it by a lot. Anything that raises your income is just really advisable when you don't have a lot of money coming in, which these guys kind of don't. So I'm gonna hit this, and I'm gonna hit this. Get all the planets that I can. That was actually pretty good. Maybe I'll split off and go that one. Go to that one. That was also really good. It'd be better to get these ones out here though. Anything close to this. So maybe I'll send it out here. Let's land on the precursor accelerator world. 25. Plus 1 beam attack for all ships. Plus 1 shield strength for all ships. I'll do that one. A little bit of extra beam defense, never hurt. It's good. So they immediately put the sniper in the shipyard, and they're building another sniper. Nice. I can't attack. I can't attack that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just stick my probe out here, because I don't care about the probes. I really don't. And then maybe this ship will just jump out, attack this, and then I'll have this ship come up here and wait for him. Oh, fun tactics, fun. Okay, so this ship might jump out. Let's see. Let's watch him. Watch him. He's like, oh, there's a probe. I could kill it. I could kill it. Look at him. Look at him go. Oh. He fell into my clever ploy. I'm gonna do the research for that. So now I can just go over here and wipe that guy out, instead of worrying about losing a bigger ship. I can just lose a probe, which doesn't mean much. So, and we'll just repair up. Okay. We're actually going to turn this into a core world, like, right away. I can't remember which one of these guys I was saving for that. That guy's going to be for diplomacy. 2946. 1888. This guy would be the best choice. Except he'll have low loyalty, only 31. That's okay. That is okay. Okay. Let's take a look at this planet. Pretty good production. Got a nice approval spot. So that's gonna get the old 1, 2. The treatment. It's got some research. It's actually a pretty okay world for that. Got a little bit of food on it, which right now is a good thing. My food will go up like pretty high here right away because I have all that food building on my homeworld. And then I'm going to, I'll put it here, I guess. Seems like the best spot for that. So now it's got 63% approval, which lowers that number a little bit. Scan planet. We probably want to put another entertainment district on this planet. And I'll put the other entertainment district right there. Food, wealth. It's a good spot for the wealth. So some of the planets will feed this one. 51% decay. To this world, it's even worse to my homeworld. That's fine. We're going to take these two planets, which will help a little bit. And then we're going to take this planet, which will help a little bit. Definitely going to take this one. Take these. And that'll all help out this planet. Till I can expand into those ones, of course. Alright, the Natural League. Dramatically increase the reproduction rate. Allow the Natural League to add the agent to the local water supply. Plus 50% growth for 100 turns. Even more growth. Allow it, but only to those that want it. We don't need more mouths to feed. Oh, we really don't. But I think I'll make it a choice. That seems like a good idea. I could bump up my Natural League approval by doing that, but let's not do that. I think there's already like a special bill. Yeah, the Natural League Center. But I don't have any Prometheum yet coming in. I haven't found any anywhere. Which is kind of unfortunate, but alright, so that is the Mimots, and I'm definitely giving the Mimots a 10 rating, because they are, in my opinion, the best race in the game. Overall, they have too many things that are just really good. They do well with production just because, like, I mean, if you look at my map, this is actually, like, a pretty terrible start. I didn't get any core worlds within how many stars? Like, I had to go here for my first core world. Right? I mean, without, obviously, extreme colonization would get me those ones, but they're not even those ones, they're not, like, super great or anything. I mean, they're just kind of average planets. None of them are ridiculously good. Some of them are actually kind of bad. This one's pretty good, if I recall. And even that one. Only 5. Like, there's some planets that have like over 20 in some of the numbers, like especially for food and influence. So, like, this is not, like, these are not good numbers. So it's important to kind of keep the perspective on that and realize that this is a not good start, and I'm still 32 turns in, and I'm 7th in production already. So obviously people don't think that they can produce very quickly, but it's just because they're expanding so fast. They just get the numbers. 7th in production, 11th in research. 11th in research is not that great, but it's mostly because I just haven't found any, like, really good research stuff. Like, they don't have good research, it's true, but I mean, to me that's kind of secondary. Like, it is important, but it's not vitally important, because you can trade, and the Mimots they're very friendly. They're considered to be a race that other races get along with, so I'll be able to trade for some tech and stuff like that eventually. So, and I am first in military strength already, and first in approval, and that's already 32 turns in on incredible. Being first in military at this point is pretty good. That's just because I'm just pumping out ships, right? I'm just putting out numbers. It doesn't matter to me what they are. So I've already got my medium ships because my technology's high enough to do it. They're just the best. They're the best overall that I've played. I haven't played all the races to the full extent, and I know some of the other races kind of can compete with these guys, but these are the guys to beat in any game where the computer plays the Mimots. These are the guys you got to worry about. They're gonna overrun you real quick, and I've seen it. I've seen it where like they'll send in like 50 ships into your area at once, and what do? Like they just literally spread out and take everything that you own, and that's what the Mimots. That's their strength. They can just overrun anyone. If they got a lot of production bases, even better. The more shipyards they have, the better. Even if they produce very slowly, they still get 2 ships for 1. So even those slow shipyards turn into like little gems eventually. So that's why I'm giving them a 10 out of 10, and there's just no question. And like most of the people that I talk to would agree that they're just so hard to deal with, right? Whether you're playing against a player playing the Mimots. I played a multiplayer game where my friend was playing the Mimots, and their ability to just produce those ships, he was pumping out probes and just explored the entire galaxy, basically could prevent me from getting anywhere quickly. And I was playing the Dragon that game, and they just can't compete at all with the Mimots. So yeah, they're just an incredible race. It's kind of unfair almost to play them, if you want to look at it that way. But as a result, this is why I do, as I said before, highly recommend these guys for people that are learning the game and or trying to beat it on a high difficulty level for the first time. They would be a very good choice to be able to try that. Alright, well that's it for this video, and thanks for watching, and have yourself a great day, and I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please give me a like and subscribe. That would be great. It helps me out eventually. If I can get enough subscribers, then obviously I'll be able to produce more content and actually maybe even earn money doing some of these videos. So right now I'm just doing it for fun, and that's really the main point anyways, to just do this for fun, and hopefully I help out a few people along the way. But it'd be pretty cool to kind of like be able to make a little bit of extra money on the side, because I do put a lot of time and effort into my videos and stuff like that. So yeah, it would help out. Anyway, thanks very much, and yeah, if you're interested in the game, try the Mimots out. I think you'd enjoy them. They're kind of cute little furballs anyway, so I think a lot of people would have fun with that. So that's why they're there, and that's why a lot of people like them. So it's also why a lot of people hate them as well. So it's pretty fun. Kind of makes you think. When I think of them, it's kind of like they're the Jar Jar Binks sort of this game, which is like, for the kids. Very entertaining and cute and a little bit funny at times, but they can be really freaking annoying, So yeah, that's my comparison anyway. So anyway, yeah, that's it for this. Have a good one.